Hi everyone, it's Margaret Manning here. Welcome to 60 and Me. Hope that you're having a great day today. I woke up bright and early this morning. The sun is beginning to shine and it's just another beautiful day on the planet. So I hope that you're doing great. Thank you for being here. I love the engagement that you're giving us here on 60 and Me on our website and also on our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for that. And don't forget, by the way, we have a newsletter that gets sent out regularly and you can go to 60andme.com/membership to sign up for that. It's really important that we stay connected. So, this community is all about you. It's all about your stories and your life, and everything we do is designed to make you feel empowered and independent in the lives that you've chosen. And we've all chosen different roads, haven't we? So I'm drinking my cup of tea. Mustn't forget that. I've got my green tea this morning, and I've got it in my green mug. And green tea is one of my favorites. So I hope you got a nice drink of coffee or tea, something that you love, because I want to chat with you about a concept that I think will be of interest to everybody. It's one of the main criteria, actually, for 60 and Me. When we started off, independence was the topic that we really felt was super important in our lives. And I wanted just to share with you, my thoughts about it, and then also talk to you about an article Jane Avery, one of our bloggers, wrote about how to, discover this independence by getting out of your comfort zone. Now, I was reading my inspirational card this morning. This is a deck of cards that we put together at 60 and Me. It's got all kinds of beautiful pictures and inspirational quotes on the back. But this was about independence, and I pulled this one out just so that I could get focused as I share with you this story. But it's really a lovely picture on the front of a woman traveling. This is maybe the most expressive application of independence, but there's many other ways too that you can express your independence. But on the back, this is what it says. This is my inspiration. It says, "You're not lonely just because you are alone. Far from separating you from the world, your independence gives you the time, the freedom, and confidence to connect with the people that really matter. So, rely on yourself before all others. Only then will you be able to engage with the world on your own terms." That's independence. It's not about, having lots of money or doing lots of things. It's about knowing yourself and then going out with confidence to meet people that support you on that journey. So I love that. I really love these quotes in the morning. They just sort of really inspire me to focus on just really one thing that I can absorb and take forward that day. So the article that by Jane I wanted to mention builds on that, because she talks about how getting out of your comfort zone is really, in a way, kind of a prerequisite for expressing your independence. That inside of you, you've got this little person or big person that wants to be active and traveling and engaging with the world, but you've got this sort of hesitation. So getting outside of your comfort zone, trying things that you've never tried before, is a great way to express your independence. I did it. I could do that. I don't feel frightened anymore. So the benefits of doing that far outweigh the negatives of the fear and the hesitation. So climb outside your box today. Let's go together. Now, Jane actually gives some really fun examples in her article about things she's done, and then talks about some friends and what they've done too. But her thing, one example was so cool. It was she always wanted to ride a motorcycle or ride on a motorcycle. I actually already have done this. I did this when I was a teenager because I had a boyfriend, quotes, who rode a motorcycle. But it was really fun to read her story. She said her husband, sweet man that he was, decided to help her to address this desire by giving her a day trip, a present on a Harley Davidson. And she had a trip on the back of a Harley with this lovely driver. She's called Axel Rod, which sounds like a made-up name for maybe a Harley driver. But anyway, he was the driver, and she was the passenger. And it was apparently the most amazing thing she's ever done. And it was surprisingly comfortable. And she says, "I have the T-shirt to prove it," which sounds really, really great. So this is something that I think she did and confronted her barriers, her boundaries, and went for it. She gives some other ideas, though, and based again on her experience. And I think she's a pretty gutsy lady. I've never met her personally, but this is a cool one, too. She decided she had a community of friends, and they worked at a shop, I think it was. It was a little local boutique that she went to and enjoyed. And they said, we're doing a fashion show next week, and we're asking our customers to model a dress. Well, Jane, like me, is not like the perfect slim, size 8. But she said, this is what you get, right? This is me. And they said, no, we love it. She said, have you seen this muffin top? And they said, we love it. Our customers love real people, real women. So yes, we'd be fine with your muffin top, and let's do it. And so she says, yeah, she overcame her embarrassment and got up there and did it. And it reminded me actually of our videos that we recorded ourselves for 60andMe in Milan. This was maybe 3 years ago. And we went down there and visited a stylist named Melanie Page. And Melanie was awesome. She was so cool. But we went all around Milan, went to little shops. We went to places that tailors where they repair or they adjust clothing. And we talked about your basic pieces. But when I look at these videos, oh my goodness, I felt so self-conscious at the time because I knew I wasn't like her. She's beautiful, size 8 or 10 or whatever. And I'm like a 14, 16. And I felt really, really nervous. But I think in my case, knowing that it was going to help other women in the same place as me to think about fashion after 60, it kind of dissolved my fears. But yeah, it's scary. And this is what she did too, what Jane did. Another thing that she talks about, which I know a lot of you women deal with, is flying. I'm not a big fan of flying. I prefer trains and things that are like on the ground. But of course, I fly to get to places that would take days, literally on a train. But she said that she decided to go on a knitting trip to Spain. And she got to the airport, and it's her first solo trip, and she had forgotten her credit card. I mean, as if you're worried enough about flying, she had to deal with that. But she dealt with it and got, I guess, someone to bring it out to her. And she, in that case, though, got a little overexhausted. So she said, if you're going to do these crazy things to express your individuality, then just know how far you can go. Don't push so far that you're hurting yourself or you're exhausting yourself. Just know where the boundaries are. It's really cool. And she did the same with abseiling and sailing. She's done things for charity, and a friend of hers did abseiling down, where was it? Arundel Castle, which is in the UK. It's a big castle. Just went down the outside, fully, tied up and roped, but abseiled down. Super, super scary. I don't think I could, I don't know, maybe for a good charity cause, I could do it. But it's just that being independent doesn't mean taking risks. It just means stepping outside and just expressing the desires and doing the things that you've always dreamt about. It's funny, this reminded me of a situation when I was in my 40s, and I was at work, and we went on this team building exercise, and it was where you had to do various things. It was partners to build trust. And we got to the top of this big hill, and there was an abseiling rope. You had to go to the edge of the cliff and then jump. You were of course in a harness, and you weren't going to die, but I couldn't go. I just couldn't do it. And everybody was jumping off, yelling, yay, and yipping and yippee, yep, up and enjoying it. And sorry. And I had to go back down, and I was, of course, very upset. But when I got down there, I realized they asked me, as a group, why didn't you jump? And I said, well, there was no reason. And that was for me so true. And I realized, of course, that if one of my children or a friend or someone that I knew personally, like for a long time, was there suffering or broken their leg or something, I would have definitely jumped off in a heartbeat. I wouldn't have even thought about it. So independence is more about a mental attitude to situations than it is, just doing things for the sake of it. So as much as I admire Jane's stories and courage, I warn you not to take it. If you don't feel comfortable, just don't do it. And I think that this card that was talking about independence and about knowing yourself is really where it all begins. So whatever it's for you, cruising, doing yoga, doing a fashion show, riding a Harley, whatever it is, let's see if we can chat about your idea of independence. So what kind of things would you like to do that are outside right now your comfort zone? Leave your comments in the section below. I'd really love to hear your thoughts on that. So what kind of things are outside your comfort zone right now that you would love to do? Oh, yes, I must. And before I'll go back to that question in a second, but I must tell you about this necklace because this is, see, it's a new one and it's so pretty. It's got like little crystal pieces and then kind of an amber stone. I don't know if you can see it really, really well, but this was sent to me by one of our people, one of our followers, and it was so lovely to get it. And I wanted to thank her. Her name's Nan, Nan Abbott Horrigan. It's a hyphenated last name, Abbott Horrigan. I'll put it in the notes below so you can go check her out. But she's got an Instagram account. But I love this necklace. It's the right length. It's the right stones. And the cool thing about this stone is it reflects the purple or any color that you're wearing below it. So thank you, Nan. It was such a gift from you. I love it. And I'll wear it in much happiness and joy. So on my next adventure, whatever that might be to my independence. But thank you, Nan. So if could just tell us below what's on your list of things you want to do that's a little bit outside your comfort zone that's going to require a demonstration of your independence. Look forward to reading the comments. Thank you again for being here, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and we'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye-bye for now.